decided to take PM to the world, one of his close advisors said, this is going to cost a lot of money. Where are you going to get the money for this? Where's it going to come from? He said, wherever it is right now. And you know, if you can burn that idea in your mind, whenever you need something, it's already here. You just have to get in harmony with it. And when you get in harmony with it, everything starts happening. When you go to leave something, the only thing you can measure is what you're giving up. You can't measure what you're going to get. I thought that was a pretty interesting concept. When you walk away from something, all you can measure is what you're giving up. You cannot measure what you're going to get. It's learning simple little things that make a great big difference. You want to take whatever's big and make it small. Start reducing it to the ridiculous. You got to get rid of this fear jazz, because fear is just the improper use of your imagination. That's really all it is. And if the idea scares you, you know real well you're on the right track. See, if the idea you're working with is comfortable, you're going sideways. There's no growth involved. It's the stepping into the unknown that causes the fear. We don't want to do that. And then, because we don't want to do it, we've got to justify why we're not doing it. Well, the paradigm just starts pumping ideas into your head of why you shouldn't do it. You start thinking, what would she think? What would he think? What would they say? What if this happened? What if that happened? Well, what if it did? You've got to be prepared to make some shifts. And understand this. If your results are stuck, you're stuck. You're mentally stuck. And you've got to change that. You've got to start doing things a little different. I have learned this from a good doctor, what I'm sharing with you. There's no trick to it. I am not some mental giant or genius. I'm an ordinary guy just like you. Well, you've got a perfect memory. There's nothing wrong with your memory. It's probably weak. Exercise it, it becomes strong. Exercise your imagination, it'll become strong. You have no idea what you can earn. And don't get hung up on money. I don't really care that much about money. Now, most people think I do because I talk about it a lot. Get to the point where you're looking at money as just a product, and you can create the product. It's the manifestation of thinking. And you've got to be prepared to invest in yourself. I'm always investing in myself. I honestly believe I'm the best investment in the world for me. There's no end to what I'm capable of earning. And if there's no end to what I'm capable of earning, there's no end to what you're capable of earning. None of us are aware of what we're capable of doing. And we let our present conditions control our thinking. Yet it's a dumb thing to do. Why do we do it? Well, because we've been conditioned to do it. Our parents did it. Why did they do it? Because their parents did it. Why did they do it? Because their parents did it. And then the school system. What's the school system? It's just a bunch of parents. That's really what it is. Somebody else's parents teaching your kids. And so they're getting the same thing at school pretty well as they get at home. Does this mean they're bad people? It doesn't mean they're bad people at all. They just don't know, and they don't know they don't know. The whole system is designed to hold you down. Why is it that 3% of the population make it very big, 97% nice people, smart people are stuck? See, it really doesn't make any sense. I committed to study this material every day and follow proven direction. My income began to change. And what did it take? It took discipline. And I was taught very early when I first got this, that discipline is simply the ability to give yourself a command and follow it. And if you cannot give yourself a command and follow it, you are stuck. Make no mistake about it. Anything I say won't really mean very much. There is absolutely no way I can change you. Matt changes Matt. Kyan changes Kyan. Sandy changed Sandy. Bob changes Bob. No one can change you, but you can change you, and no one even can guess at what you're capable of doing. A habit is an idea that's fixed in your subconscious mind that you automatically express without giving any conscious thought. I had formed the habit of doing exactly what people that were getting the results I wanted to get until they found out they were lying or they didn't know what they were talking about. He said, you do exactly what I tell you until you find out I'm lying or that I don't know what I'm talking about. So I just made up my mind. I'm not going to judge what he says. I'm just going to do exactly what he said. Some of the things I was doing was so far out relative to what we were doing, we being all the people I mixed with, relative, friends. We got a sticker in the back, came from Vanderwall, says the world would stop if it were run by the people who said it can't be done. It's not an easy thing to do. You're going to find out, I'm not going to lie to you. You will probably from time to time think I'm arrogant, but I'm really not. I'm just very definite in my belief system. And I believe it because I've tested it and the results are there. Where's the energy come? It doesn't come from anywhere. It's already here. You don't get energy, you release energy. Desire is the triggering mechanism to release energy. When you've got a strong desire for a particular end, you will have the energy to do whatever it is to do. This idea of taking it easy is for other people. What is? Why do you want to take it easy? Hill asked Carnegie what he did with his spare time. He said, I don't have any spare time. Why would you want spare time? What are you going to do with spare time? Nothing? You're only here for a short time. Don't you want to grow all your days here? Don't you want today to be better than yesterday? It isn't going to be better than yesterday by accident. Yet isn't going to be better than yesterday because you're taking it easy. Yet isn't going to be better than yesterday unless you make it better than yesterday. If you're going to make it better than yesterday, you're going to have to know something today you didn't know yesterday. You're going to have to act on an idea that you haven't been acting on. This is very simple stuff. There's nothing complicated. You're never going to get a brain hernia from this. Our objective here is to turn your annual income into a monthly income. It's to turn your annual income. Now, you see, some of you are having difficulty even letting your mind go there. Your responsibility right now is not to think if you can do it. Your only responsibility is, do I want to do it? Do I want to? Does that make sense? Do I want to? That's all you have to ask. Do I want to? Do I want to feel better? Do I want to make it happen? That's it. Just want. See, I believe wants come from the essence of who you are. I believe you're God's highest form of creation. There is nothing on the planet that will equal you, so far as we know. We are it. We are the highest form of creation on the planet. The essence of who you are is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's perfection within us. See, all the other little creatures on the planet are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. All the other little creatures are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. You and I are the only creature that is totally disoriented in our environment. And that is because we've been given the godlike ability to create our own environment. Now think about that. We can create our own environment. They said, what do you want? I said, I want to be able to press a button, cameras come out of the ceiling to permit me to communicate all over the world. Now, I was exaggerating, really. But they took me serious, so I didn't let them know. What's called, I think Paul would recognize, called a floating cell. It's a house within a house. So then I was introduced to Richard Roeder. Now, Richard, describe what you built in my backyard.
Well, I think we built what was alive in your imagination. We built your vision.
Now, if what was done, if I wanted it edited, do I have to have somebody come in there to do it?
No, you don't.
Where could they be?
They could be anywhere in the world.
You've got to make up your mind that you're prepared to shift. You've got to make up your mind you're going to alter your perception. Perception is a mental faculty. You can look at everything you're doing different than you're looking at it. Whatever you're doing, you can turn your annual income to a monthly income. There isn't anybody any better than anybody else. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You see, you can literally turn your annual income into a monthly income. You don't have to ask yourself how you're going to do it or if you're going to do it. If you do that, think of all the things you could do by doing that. Money's only used for two things. One is to make you comfortable, and the other is to extend the good you do far beyond your own presence. You don't have to know how to do something. Yet, do you want to do it? You've got to loosen your mind. You've got to let your paradigm stop controlling you. Let your mind take off. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? It's used for two things: make you comfortable and extend the good you do far beyond your own presence. Dads start to understand there isn't anybody in the world that's better than you, and there isn't anybody that's any less than you. We're all the same. We look different, we sound different, we speak different languages, but we're all the same. Now, if you turned your annual income to a monthly income, what could you do with it? My goodness, there's so many things you can do. I'm going to tell you one thing you're not going to do with it. You're not going to take it with you. This idea of saving for your old age, saving for a rainy day, you'll get a rainy day. I follow their pattern. Andrew Carnegie spent half of his life earning money and the other half giving it away. Givers gain. You want to willingly give and graciously receive. You want to expand your mind. Expand your mind. What are you actually capable of doing? Now think. It's where you are and it's where you're going. That's all you need. It's so simple. You got to know where you are. You know where you are. You got to know where you're going. And you know something? Most of you don't know where you're going. You say, oh yeah, we do. No, you don't. Most people are setting goals to do what they think they can do. They're taking into consideration what they know. They're taking into consideration the connections they've got. They're taking into consideration the money they've got. They're taking into consideration the people they're working with. None of that matters. Yet, that's doing what you think you can do. You've got to say, what do I really want to do? Jesse was, when Sandy was sitting there, what do I really want to do? She didn't want to keep doing what she was doing. But she had never thought of that before. What do I really want to do? Do you know, wants come from the essence of who you are. Spirit, understand spirit. You're a spiritual being. Spirit's always for expansion and fuller expression. It's never for disintegration. It's always for expansion and fuller expression. You'll never be satisfied with where you are. Most people are afraid to even say they're dissatisfied. They think that means they're not happy. You can be very happy where you are and totally dissatisfied. That's two different things. I'm very happy with where I am, totally dissatisfied with the results we're getting. Dissatisfaction is part of the essence of spirit. Spirit's always for expansion and fuller expression. It's never for disintegration. So do you see that want? It comes into your consciousness from the essence of who you are. There's perfection within you, and spirit wants to express itself in a greater way.
All right, guys, we're going to get started in exactly 2 minutes. So go in the group chats. Let the family know that Mornings with Nano is live. We back in Miami. I'm excited. And this is something that I'm super, super excited for today. This lesson, this just a lot of amazing things that are coming, guys. So I'm super excited. Hope all of you guys are having a blessed morning. Help me spread the word in the chat. 2 minutes, guys, and we'll get the call started. All right, 2 minutes.
Ask, can you? How are you going to? Where's the money? Forget all that. This is so simple. Where you are, where you want to go. It's so simple. Why are so many people stuck?
Listen.
Why are so many stuck? I'd been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you got to be really smart. I knew I wasn't very smart, but I was earning a lot of money. I was raised to believe if you don't go to school, you can't get a good job. I didn't have a good job. I owned the company. You see, a lot of people think the problem's goals. I don't think so. I think the problem's over here. The problem isn't knowing where you're going, because I think we do have these dreams flying into our mind. The problem is knowing where we are. See, there's the problem right there, paradigms. It's the program that's controlling you. You'll find people that are absolutely brilliant, but they're not doing what they know. See, being brilliant isn't the answer. It's executing what you know that's the answer. That's really the trick of life. Learning how to do what you know how to do. And that's really where we're going. He said, do you ever read anything? And I said, no, I can't read. And that wasn't true. I could read, not well, but I could. I have found out that I read about as well as most people. Do you know the average person reads at about a grade 7 level? You watch their eyes, it goes click, 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 boom, click, click, click. They sound out mentally every word. A book is a picture painted in words, and you get the picture. Because that's what the book is. Words are symbols, and every symbol has corresponding images. You put the right words together, and you build images. The laws never change. This whole universe is run by law. The laws never change, ever. But they all buy into the same concepts. And of course, you can tell by the results they get. They get great results. Well, they won't settle for anything but what they want. Now, when you want something, you can't let other people's level of performance dictate your wants. You've got to get what you want. You've got to go after what you want. And sometimes you'll be considered unreasonable.
Ooh, hope you guys were learning from that one, taking notes. That's next level sauce right there, family. Hope you guys were taking notes. It's not a video. It's actually I can't even share it with you guys. Actually, that's something that was given to me by somebody very close to me, and I'm probably like one of the very few people in the world that has access to that stuff. So that was some low key information right there. That was information that you can't find on YouTube. You can't find it anywhere. You had to pay 6 figures to be in the room that day in order for you to hear what it is that he said. So what he was teaching there, that was to all his 6-figure, and 7-figure and 8-figure trainers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was coaching his people in a room of like maybe 100 people, 200 people. And that was how many minutes did we play? We only played 60 minutes of it. That's 3 hours. There's 3 hours in there. So good stuff. The only way you're gonna be able to hear is when you hear the recording of Mornings with Nano on YouTube. But unfortunately, I can't share it with you guys because it is very, very exclusive information. I can't share it with just everybody. That's something that if I could, I would. But the person that gave it to me said I cannot share it with anybody. So yeah, Crypto Wolf, that's exactly who I got it from. So good information right there. I hope you guys learned a lot. I'm gonna start playing it at the beginning of the calls, maybe so you guys can pick up on some of the information that is shared. But just know that everything that he's talking about is so true, guys. Like, everything that he's expressing, the words, the ideas, everything is so key. So that's the secret. Those are the secrets right there. But thank you guys so much for hopping on today's Mornings with Nano. I am back in Miami. I'm so excited, so blessed. My full morning routine this morning. I'm feeling so good, so aligned, so clear in my mind. And I just want to start the call off with some gratitude, right? Can we get some gratitude in the chat box? What is one thing that you are grateful for this morning? I am grateful for God. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my team, the leaders within my organization, the whole leadership dynasty. You guys know who you are. All right. I'm extremely grateful for Katie. I'm grateful for my creative director, Adam. I'm grateful for Hazel. Grateful for the health that I currently have and how I feel and how aligned I am. I'm extremely grateful for my healthy body. I'm grateful for the sun I received this morning. I felt so good. I feel it's so amazing what the sun can do for you guys. If you guys have not taken the time to go and get some sun, I highly recommend you to go sit in the sun for 15, 20 minutes. That's better than any coffee, any vitamins you can have. Like that's straight from the source right there. So good stuff. I'm blessed. I'm excited for, and really looking forward to today's call because I wanted to talk about the end in mind. So let's get right into it. I also wanted to play certain parts of the Bob Proctor video, not the video, the audio, so we can pick up some of the things that he said and actually apply these things because there's certain things that he says in the next, let me see, from now, it's at 16 minutes and 37 seconds. From now to like about the 21, 22 mark, he says some very powerful stuff that you guys can actually learn from. All right. And I want to make sure that you guys actually, take in a lot of this value and be able to run it up. Hey, sister, how are you? But I'm super excited. So let's talk about today. So today I wanted to talk about the end in mind. All right. The end in mind. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because today is March 1st. All right. And today is the beginning of March, is the beginning of the first 60 days of the year. Now, for most people who don't understand, March is the month of massive momentum. Okay. March is the month where breakthroughs happen. March is the month where quantum leaps are experienced. And a lot of people wonder why. The reason why is because by now we have already been working for 60 days. We have already been, multiplying our habits. We have already been stacking up our bricks. So by this time, if you've been properly stacking your bricks, if you've been properly, following the right habits, thinking the right terms, doing the right things, by this time in March, you should already start to experience some results, some differences in your business, in your life, in your spirituality, in your emotions. Okay. This is key. All right. And for me, right, I don't know if you guys believe in this stuff or not, but March is a huge month for me as well because March is also Pisces season. Right. And for me, okay, I'm a rising Pisces and my moon is Pisces as well. So, all right, this is a huge month for me as well. I'm a Gemini sun, but Pisces moon and rising Pisces as well. For those that know, they know. If you don't, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. I get it. You don't. It's cool. But what I want all of you guys to understand that this month is great. All right, this is some amazing stuff that's gonna happen this month, and I want to talk about the end in mind first. All right, actually, no, let me take it a step back. I want to make sure that you guys have done your 60-day evaluation. Okay, put a 60 in the chat box if you've done your 60-day evaluation because today is really the 60th day of the year. If I'm not mistaken, there were 31 days in January. Then there were 28 days in February. 31 plus 28 is 59. March 1st is the 60th day. So today is officially the 60th day of the year. Okay, today is the 60th day of the year. So if you haven't done it yet, do it today. Okay, and remember what I said about this, guys. Don't slip up on this, please. This could be huge. This could be the game changer that you've been missing. I remember I heard my mentor told me about evaluation for months. And I would always hear it. Oh, evaluate yourself, do a reflection of how things are going. And I never paid attention to it. It was like one of those things that would go in one ear and it would go out the other. And then for one time, I was really going through it. And it's funny how it works. Sometimes it takes for you to really go through things for you to really start to apply things. So there was one time that I was struggling. I was stuck. I couldn't seem to get to the next level. And I heard him repeat it again. He said, yo, make sure you guys evaluate yourselves. Ask yourself these 3 questions. And then I finally did it. And family, when I tell you guys that was the missing piece, that I needed in order for me to take myself to the next level that next month, believe me. Because you see, what had happened was, guys, I hadn't really taken the time to sit down and really evaluate myself, like me, God, and my notebook. I never took the time to do that. So it was it was a difference, because I would think that me evaluating myself was just me consciously thinking like, yeah, I need to just go to the gym more this month, and I need to read more this month. But what happens is, whatever you don't put on paper is not official. And like Jim Rohn says, don't use your mind as a filing cabinet. It won't work. You got to put your thoughts and your ideas on paper. So I actually took the time to write it down, and I said, okay, evaluation. And I remember, and for you guys that did your evaluations, I want you guys to tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. All right. Some of you guys maybe did it. Some of you guys' list is maybe longer, but I remember writing down. Remember, the first question is, what have I done well the first 60 days of the year? So I was writing down what I was doing well. Boom, 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 boom. Got it, right? So I wrote it down. I had a list of maybe 5. I can't remember how many things it was, but I remember I had a pretty good list, less than 10 things. And then I wrote a list of the things, which was the second question, which is, what haven't I done well the first 60 days? My list of things that I wasn't doing well was a lot bigger than the things I was doing well. Can anybody relate? Type I relate if you relate to that, right? Because I remember when I did it, that was my issue. I was like, wait, so I did all these things well the first 60 days, but look at how many things I'm not doing well. Look at all the things I didn't do well. It was the gym. It was my morning routine. It was my eating habits. It was the fact that I wasn't jumping on calls, participating in the group chats, this. And I'm like, damn, man. When I put it on paper was when I really realized that there was nothing else that was the problem. I was the problem. Oops. Forgot about the Instagram familia one more time. I'm sorry. Can't forget about them. They're going to kill me. So I noticed that my list of things that I wasn't doing well was larger than the things I was doing well. And then I sat there and I'm like, oh my God, look at this list, bro. How can I expect success with this list? How can I be complaining that I'm stuck, but look at this list? Look at this list, Nano. You should be ashamed of yourself that you complain. You should be ashamed that you think you deserve more, but look at all the things you got to improve on. That was the conversation I was having with myself, though. Remember, okay, if I had a list of things, if we were to do like a ratio, if I was doing 5 things well, my list of things that I wasn't doing well was like 15. That was the ratio, literally. That's how much things I had to improve on. So then the next month, the next question was, what improvements do I have to make? That was the third question. And then I based my improvements, all right, off of the things I had to. I based my improvements based off the things I wasn't doing well. So if I wasn't going to the gym, my improvements for the month of March was I was going to start going to the gym. If I wasn't reading, my improvement for the month of March was I'm going to start reading. If, I wasn't prospecting or posting at all on social media, then that was what I was going to do. And these were my focuses for this month. Because remember, guys, if I don't write it down, if I don't sit down, think about it like this. If I don't sit down and do this evaluation, guess what's going to happen? The things that I did wrong for the first 60 days of the year, they're going to continue for the month of March. You do understand that, right? If you don't check yourself right now, today, 60 days in, you could believe me if you want to. Hey, look, remember, I'm the one that has been able to get to where I'm at today because of the things that I've applied and the things that I've learned. If you don't do it, there is a 95% chance that whatever you've done wrong, January and February, will reflect in March, unless you change, unless you make the adjustment. This game and this life and this business is a game of adjustments. You have to learn how to make adjustments. You have to see what's working for you and what's not working for you. You got to see what you got to start doing more of and what you got to start doing less of. Think of today, like I told you guys yesterday, think of today as the beginning of the year. Hey, today is the beginning of your year. Let today be the day where you start brand new. Hey, whatever happened in January, February, great. It happened, great. But now is March. It's March Madness. Now, going to continue with the end in mind. All right. I want you guys to really get this topic right here. I challenge all of you guys, after you do your evaluation, I want you all to write a letter to yourself from the perspective of it being March 31st. All right. Let this be the month where you create it with the end in mind. Now, what do I mean by that? I want you to write a journal entry from the perspective of March 31st. I want you to write it today, though, because from now till March 31st is exactly 30 days. All right. And I want you to write it from the perspective of March 31st. And this is how let me give you guys an example of what it should sound like. You're writing it, remember, from the perspective of March 31st. So let's say this is how it starts. Wow, March has been my best month of the year so far. The momentum that I experienced this month has been incredible. I am so grateful for all the breakthroughs that I had. I stepped out of my comfort zone this month. I went to the gym consistently over the last 30 days. I read more than I've ever read this month. The audios, I listened to more audios than music. I created success stories for other people. You know, talk about the things that you want to accomplish this month, but talk about it as you already did it. What are some things you want to do this month, and write it down like it was already done. Like if you already accomplished it, write it down like if you're writing down a congratulations letter to yourself, congratulating yourself and being grateful that you did it already. That stuff has changed my life. Journaling throughout the years. I've been journaling. This year will be my third year journaling. I would always do this, and I don't always do it every month because I don't like to burn it out either. But there's certain months like March that I always do this because I know that March is always such a great month. And you write that from the end in mind. What do you want the end of March to look like? What would be the ideal end of the month look like to you? What did you accomplish? What habits did you break? How did you step out of your comfort zone? How many success stories did you create for people? Did you eat better? Did you work out more? Did you build a closer relationship with your creator this month? Was this the month that you got closer to God than any other month? Because the end in mind is the key, guys. Because now that you've written that down, the only way that it can't happen is if you don't take the actions. You do understand that, right? If you write it down, it is going to happen by law. The only way it doesn't is by choice. Because if you say, I am going to build a closer relationship with my creator this month, it's your choice every day to make sure that you build that relationship. Because at the end of the month, you will feel really good that you did so. If you said that this month, your goal is to read a book or read 2 books, then guess what? It is your choice every day to wake up, grab that book and read it. One day that you don't read the book is one day that you're going to take away from the letter that you wrote to yourself. This is important that you guys understand this stuff. Very, very key. Okay. My goal for the month of March is to finish this book. I still have, let me see. Still have a few hundred pages. Still got like 200 pages that I got to read, which is great. So you know what I do? I divide 200 by 30, which is probably like what? If 180 divided by 30, shit, somebody help me here. 50 pages, 60, 200 divided by 30. 6.6. So all I got to read is at least 7 pages a day. That's all I got to do this month. I want to finish reading this book right here. All I got to do is read 7 pages a day. That's all I got to do. I want to finish reading The Purpose-Driven Life, 7 pages a day. I want to build a closer relationship with my Creator. I got to make sure that I am giving time to Him every day. I got to pray every day. I got to talk to Him. I got to go on gratitude walks. I got to spend my hour, 2 hours on Sundays listening to church. Because I could spend 2 hours easily on Instagram, 3 hours on Instagram, but I can't take 2 hours out of my Sundays to spend it and talk to God and listen to the word and worship Him. And I want to build a closer relationship with Him. It's never going to work. I want to post more this month. Some of you guys are not posting enough on your Instagrams. Make it a goal that this month you're going to post a lot more. But Nano, I don't have content. But Nano, I don't have pictures. You know what I would do when I didn't have pictures? I used to love portrait pictures. So if you go into my Instagram, you would see that I took a lot of portrait pictures, waist up. So what I would do is I would go and I would tell my boys, yo, let's go get content. And I would take my book bag with me and I would take like 4 or 5 different shirts in the same book bag. Okay, I would maybe bring some accessories. Sometimes I would do a chain in, chain out, and I would go on a content day. And nobody knew I had the same black jeans on, but I had 5 different shirts. So I would go to the Brooklyn Bridge and I would take pictures at the Brooklyn Bridge. And then I would go to the Vessel in New York City and then go there. And then I would go to Central Park and then I would go here. And next thing you know, in one day, I got content for the whole month. I got content for the whole month. Nobody knew, but I had content for the whole month. You know why? Because I took the time, because I'm like, yo, how do I want to be a successful business owner, but I don't even post? How am I going to compete against the people that are posting every day, that are talking about their business every day, that are giving value every single day? How am I going to compare to those people? And I have a phone that has a camera. But Nano, I'm not photogenic and I don't feel comfortable speaking in front of the camera. Then guess what? You're going to stay stuck. Because if you plan on doing this business, you have to put yourself out there. If you want to do this business successfully, you have to put yourself out there. People need to know who you are. In anything, if you are not known, nobody will listen to you. So that was something that I did. I put myself out there. Guys, if you guys go through my Instagram, you guys will, that's why I haven't deleted not one picture, not one post. From 2012 up until now, you have 10 years of Nano's life. Not all of it, but certain moments in Nano's life are there. You could go all the way down from the very first picture and see how my life evolved from high school to college in Oklahoma, from college in Oklahoma to my college in St. John's University in Queens, then to my life in DR, then joining the business. You will see it all evolve. And you will see how I went from being comfortable to uncomfortable. You can see my first videos, how I wasn't not very well spoken, but I was just stepping out of my comfort zone because I knew that my comfort zone was going to keep me broke. I was tired of hearing that already. You know how many people told me, Nano, your comfort zone is going to keep you broke? And I would ignore it. I would be like, yeah, whatever. And then 3 months will pass and I would still be broke. And I would be like, damn, they were right. I'm still broke. So I got to step out of my comfort zone. So you have to identify, guys. You have to be honest with yourself. Yo, what are the successful people doing that I am not doing? What is Nano doing that I'm not doing? What is my mentor doing that I'm not doing? What is the top person in my company doing that I'm not doing? It's so important that you guys understand that. So living with the end in mind is so key, because remember, there is here. Understand that. There, where we want to go, is here. The only difference is the T in front of there, right? You take off that T, and the T stands for time. Things I must experience. These are the things you're going to have to experience over the next 30 days. If you guys sit down, listen to me right here, what I'm about to tell you guys. If you sit down and you lock in for the next 30 days of the year, for the next 30 days of this month, from March 1st to March 31st, and you grind your face off and you get uncomfortable and you realize all the things that you haven't been doing and you turn all your weaknesses into your strengths, you will have the best month of March. The best month. Your whole life will change. Just in 30 days, your whole life can change. You know why? Not because the money's going to change. Not because the rank in the back office will change. You know what changed? You. You changed. You are in momentum now. You believe more now. You have more confidence now. Your weaknesses now are strengths. The habits that you didn't have before, now you're going to have them. The mental strength that you lacked in January and February, now you're going to have it. And guess what? You just finished the first 90 days of the year. Imagine how much confidence you're going to have now going into your next 90 days. Think about that. How much more confidence you think you're going to have when you finish this month off strong going into your next 90? You're going to feel like you can take over now, because the habits that you weren't able to apply in the first 60 days of the year, now you're going to be able to apply it to the first 30, 60 days of your next quarter. Remember, we are not average, guys. If you are on this call, what people do in a year, we do in a quarter. What people do in 1 year, we do in 1 quarter, which means we live 4 years in the average life of the people that live 1 year. So while people complete 1 year, we already did 4 years. We already ahead of time, fam. We already outworking everybody. The average person reads 1 to 2 books a year. If you've read 2 books this year already, okay, by the end of the 90 days, I've read at least 3 books. Guys, I've already done more than what the average person does in 1 year, in 90 days. You know how many presentations I've done already? I've already enrolled almost 20 people into my business. Some people don't enroll 20 people into their business in 1 year. Okay, the amount of skills I've learned, the amount of times I've gone to the gym, and I could have gone a lot more. I just started going to the gym heavy at my 45 days. So literally just 2 weeks ago. And I've already gone like 8 times since I made the decision to start going to the gym. 8 times already. Some people haven't gone to the gym 8 times this year. I did it in the last 2 weeks. So what is going to be my goal for the month of March is to go a lot more. What I did 8 in 2 weeks. Guess what? I need to do at least 12, 16 in the month of March. At least. If we're going, 4 times a week, that's at least 16 times I got to go this month. At least. That's minimum. 16 times out of 30, I got to go. Roxana's like, I've been to the gym like 50 times. She's flexing on me right now. You got it, sis. I got you. I'll catch up. Don't worry. I'm getting there. There's areas in my life I got to improve on too. But shout out to Roxana, right? Because look, that's what I want you guys to understand. There's certain people that will do things better than you. Roxana has gone to the gym 50 times this year already. Nano has gone less than 12 times this year. Think about that. That's an area in Roxana's life that she is more improved on than me. She has more willpower than me in that area of her life. Now, if she applies that same willpower to every area of her life, everything will change. Think about that. Roxana takes that same discipline, that same willpower, that same decision-making that it takes to go to the gym 50 times out of 60 days of the year. That means that she's only missed the gym, let's say 10 times this year. Okay. Think about if she does that with her morning routine, if she does that with prospecting, if she does that with reading, this, that, boom, 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 boom. All Roxana has to do by law and time is just continue to do it over the next 6 months and a year, and her whole life will change. Guaranteed 6 figures. Guaranteed 6 figures. But you got to start seeing yourself there. Seeing yourself there. What is March 31st look like to you? What does it look like? Write it down. Visualize it. See it. Celebrate it. Oh my God. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And then at the end of the month, when March 31st comes, then you go back and read it and see what you accomplished and what you didn't. Some of you guys will accomplish everything you write down. And some won't, because some won't stick to the words that they said of what they were going to do. If I said I had to go, look, this is how simple it is. If I said that I have to go at least 16 times to the gym in the month of March, and I only go 8 times, then I let myself down because I didn't stay to my word. How am I going to expect anything in return? How am I going to expect God to bless me if I jumped on a call with 800, 900 people and I said, Nano's going to go to the gym 16 times and I only go 8 times? How do I expect God to give me what I want if I can't even stay true to the word that I said I'm going to do? What if comes the end of March and I still haven't finished this book? I said I would finish it by the end of March, but I haven't finished it. Guess what? I didn't keep my word on it. I said I was going to post more in the month of March. If I don't post more, then guess what? How can I expect anything in return if I'm not giving anything? You can't receive if you don't give. So these are the things. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Make sure that you understand what it is that you said you were going to do. The reason why some of us haven't been blessed as much as we're supposed to is because what you said you were going to do in January 1st, you haven't even done it yet. You said you were going to do certain things come January 1st, and it is March 1st. It is 60 days into the year, and you still haven't read that book. You still haven't listened to that audio. You still haven't done some of the things you said you were going to do. How do you expect to receive anything if you haven't been impeccable with your word? And what have we said on this call? The word is God. God is the word. If you can't stay true to the word, you're not staying true to God. So guess what? God won't bless you. Can I get an amen in the chat for that? If you're not staying true to the word and the word is God, then how do you expect God to bless you? But Nano, I want to hit 6 figures this year. Nano, I want to change my life. Nano. Not Nano, the word. It's the word. You got to keep your word. Not to me, but to you, to God, to your family. That's who you got to keep the word to, not to me. And this is real talk. And look, I don't want you guys to think that I'm coming at you guys. I'm coming at myself too. I need to hear this. Because there's certain things that I got to keep my word on that I haven't. So I'm talking to us. This is God speaking through me to us. Because trust me, I haven't kept my word on everything too. So I'm on the same boat as you guys. I'm just the same way that you guys are feeling. I feel it too. I'm like, man, Nano, we got to be on point this month as well. Now, have I done a lot of the things that I said I was going to do? Absolutely. Have I slipped on some? Yes. But that's okay. It's about acknowledging it, realizing it, and making the change. You know, when it hurts is when you acknowledge it and you ignore it. That's when it really hurts, because you know that you're doing it wrong, but you just choose to ignore it and like, okay, whatever. And that's what happens. And that's why people sometimes stay broke and they stay in the same place month after month, year after year. Like Tayshawn said, bad miss. Is that a good miss or is that a bad miss? Right? That's how to get a return on failure. I talked about it this weekend at the Better Way Conference. Right? I set a goal to finish the book of The Purpose-Driven Life. I'm on page, let me see what page I'm on. I'm on page, where's my bookmark? Here it comes, right here. I'm on page 132. If it's March 31st and I'm on page 160, is that a good miss or is that a bad miss? It's a bad miss. It's a bad miss. It's a very bad miss. Because I set a goal to finish the book, right? And I knew I had to read 7 pages every day. But come the end of the month, I've only read 30 pages when I was supposed to read 200 pages. That's a terrible miss. So make sure that you guys are working towards this stuff every day, staying consistent. You should already know what book you're going to read this month. And remember, guys, don't just read any book. Read books that are going to help you in areas where you need improvement. I hear a lot of people always tell me, Nano, I need a book recommendation. Give me book recommendations. I'm like, great. No, the first thing I tell you is, what do you need to improve in? What area of your life do you need improvement in right now for you to level up? Well, Nano, I need to improve my spirituality. Great. Read this. Nano, I need to be more consistent. Great. Read The Compound Effect. Nano, I wanna read a book on taking action. Great. Read the 10X Rule. Nano, I want to improve my network marketing skills. Amazing. Read GoPro, Building an Empire, First Year Network Marketing. There's so many different books that you guys need to realize. Okay. When I want to work right now in my life, right, the books that I'm reading are spiritual and leadership books. Spiritual and leadership books. That's the area in my life right now where I'm in. Consistency is not a problem for me. As you guys can see, consistency is not a problem for me. Self-image is not a problem for me. I saw somebody put psycho-cybernetics. Is it something that I can continuously improve on? Absolutely. But the things I gotta improve on is my spirituality and my leadership abilities, because I'm in a position right now where I gotta lead thousands of people. Remember, guys, not only do I get to lead the people on Mornings with Nano, but I also have to lead a whole organization. I also have to be a leader to my little brother, a leader for my goddaughter. I have to be a leader to a lot of people in my life. So for me, I got to become a better leader. All right. But I also need to improve in my spirituality, because you guys got to understand something. The spiritual battles that you guys are facing are not the same spiritual battles that I'm facing. The spiritual battles, you call mine are called spiritual warfares. We face spiritual warfare at the levels that I'm at, because I've already increased. I've been through the levels that you guys are at. You guys are still at the beginning levels of your spiritual journey, the basic levels. And they get more challenging as you go, because your faith is gonna get tested. And yes, I get to. I don't know what I said I have to. I'm sure I said somewhere I have, but I meant I get to. Okay. But you guys got to understand, thank you for checking me on that. But you guys got to understand that it's important that you get this stuff. You will be tested every single, more and more and more. And you just have to become stronger each and every single day. This whole journey is filled with test after test after test after test after test. It's tough, man. I'll be honest with you guys. It's hard. It is hard. But man, is it worth it? Man, is it worth it? I'd rather shed tears in my penthouse here in Miami on the beach than shed tears back in Washington Heights. Because, man, do I tell you that sometimes it gets tough. Even for me. You guys don't understand how hard it is sometimes, even for me. Remember, I got thousands of people that count on me. I got family that counts on me. And regardless of whatever's happening in my life, I have a commitment every morning at 9 a.m. that no matter what happens, I got to show up. I had somebody ask me over the weekend, they're like, bro, you don't get tired? Like, isn't it annoying sometimes, bro? Like, you could be going through something, like, you don't get tired of it sometimes, bro? Like, I'm like, bro, this is what I love to do. What I go through in life has nothing to do with anybody else. If I go through something, that has nothing to do with my Mornings with Nano family. Doesn't matter what happens. If anything, when I show up to Mornings with Nano, you guys give me, you guys have no idea how many times I've showed up on Mornings with Nano, not in the right state of mind. And because I jumped on Mornings with Nano and you guys gave me so much love, so much encouragement, so much just appreciation, that changed my mood. That changed my vibration. You guys don't understand how many times you guys have saved me. For real. A lot of people always come up to me and they tell me, Nano, you saved my life. You've done this, you've done that. Guys, you guys have saved my life. Because I keep going because of you. If you guys didn't show up, I wouldn't show up, because no one would be on the calls. So the same way I've changed some of y'all lives, you guys changed my life. Because there's days that I show up on these calls broken inside, going through something, but because you guys tell me how much you love me, how much you guys appreciate me, you guys drop these emojis, these things, it's impossible for me to be like, nah, I got to keep going for my family, for my team, for the people here. That's why I always show up. Because the same way I saved you guys saved me. And we might not know each other, we might not met each other, but every time I meet somebody that tells me that they jump on Mornings with Nano, I always give them a hug. Almost every single time, and you can ask anybody who has met me, almost every time, I always want to give you guys a hug. Almost every time. Just to show you my love and give you my energy here. Almost every time. because I understand that we all go through it. But one thing we always got to do is we got to stay true. We stay true every single day. And that's what I want you guys to do in the month of March. You want to experience breakthroughs in the month of March. You want to have quantum leaps this month. You want to have the biggest changes in the month of March. I just need you to stay true to what we said we were going to do. My 2-year-old knows who you are. I'm so thankful. The kids even know me. I have kids that literally send me videos, Nano, on their way to school listening to me. How could I ever stop? I have kids on their way to school listening to me. Kids know who Nano is. You know what I'm saying? That's why you will never, ever, barely, ever hear me curse on my calls, ever, because I know that there's kids listening. I don't even like when it slips up at all, because I understand that the kids are listening. And I want to lead by example, and I want to show them that you can express yourself without having to curse, without having to use those low vibrational words. Nothing wrong with it. I know that there's people that use curse words to express themselves, and it is what it is. They're a lot older. They think it's okay. That's fine. But that's not me. Okay? And it's important that everybody understands this stuff. Lead by example for people. Okay? Lead by example for a lot of people. Be the person this year that changes the lives of hundreds and thousands of people because you stayed true to your word. You got to stay true to your word. That's the key. That's really all it is. All right. So it's March 1st, March 31st. You have exactly 30 days to give this all you have. And every single minute counts. Every single minute counts. Not every day counts, every minute. Make sure that you spend every minute for the next 30 days counting it. Don't slip. Everything you write down in that journal today, like I said, if you haven't done that 60-day evaluation, do your 60-day evaluation. If you haven't written that letter, right, of you with the end in mind, write it down. Okay? And go and run it up. And stay true to everything that you write down. And that's all. That's the key. Everybody making fun of me. All right? That's the key. Stay true to everything you said. It's the accent, right? I guess. But stay true to it. That's all I ask. We already know what we got to do. So many of us on this call already know what we got to do. We know we got to be on Mornings with Nano. We know we got to be on point with our morning routine. We know we got to step out of our comfort zones. We know we're going to get tested. Every single person here, you know you're going to be tested. So embrace it. Celebrate it. You know you got to build that closer relationship with your creator. Every single person here knows what you need to do. Now it's all a matter of applying the information and staying true to what you say you're going to do. All right, fam. So that's what I wanted to cover on today's call. I just wanted to talk to you guys today. It wasn't more of a three keys to success or any of that stuff. No. We'll have some of those calls this month. And I'll give you guys some ideas and some certain lessons that you guys can learn. But I just wanted to have a conversation with the family today. It's the beginning of the month. It's Tuesday. And I wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page as to what was going to transpire over the next 30 days. That is more important to me than any lesson I could have taught you guys today. It was just a conversation that we needed to have. Like if you guys were here in my living room and we were just having that conversation one-on-one. Make sure you do your 60-day evaluation, and make sure you write that letter to yourself for the next 30 days. That's all. And stay true to whatever you write. You know what areas you need to improve on. Write it down and stay true to it. That's it. It's that simple. Because remember what we always teach on here. To know and to not do is to not know at all. So you know that you got to improve. You know you got to read more. You know you got to listen to more audios. You know you got to journal. You know you got to do evaluations. You know you got to post more. You know. But if you don't do, guess what? You don't know at all. So don't tell me you know, and then the results don't show up. Tell me you know and that you did, and the results showed up. That's what I want. I want it to be to know and to do is to know at all. Okay? That's what I want you guys. Yo, I know I have to do this. I'm doing it. And look, I do know because look at my results. But if you know and you don't do, then you won't know at all. And which means if you don't know at all, you won't get the results. Okay? So that right there wraps up today's call. I hope everybody was able to get a message from this call. We all have to go into momentum this month. Every single person here, by law of association, do not miss Mornings with Nano this month. I'm already in momentum. I want to share this energy with you guys every morning so you can go into momentum with me. But if you're not aligned with me, if you're not doing your morning routine, if you're not stepping out of your comfort zone, you won't be able to move in the same wavelength as me. So if you want to get into momentum with me, if you want to move and you want to ride this wave with me, then you got to be here every morning with me. Because I'm dedicated to what we're going to do over the next 30 days, family. And it's going to be a big month. Just remember I said this. Quote me if you want. Tag me on Instagram. Nano said that March is going to be the biggest month this year thus far. Tag me on it, and then let's look back on it come March 31st, April 1st, and you'll see he was right. Just trust me. Like Bob Proctor says, just listen to what I tell you until I prove you otherwise. You have nothing better to do. Just follow what I tell you to do until I prove you otherwise. And that's it. All right, fam. So like this video if you haven't, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. Guys, let's spread the word. All right. I know we're getting like 700 people on the lives. Let's get this to over 1,000 now on Mornings with Nano. All right. I feel like we have the same 700-800. And then I know on Instagram, I get, 100-200. So we get about 1,000 people every morning. But yo, let's get this up to 2,000 in March. Let's get more momentum, more impact coming into these calls. Let's make it a priority to make sure, because look at the messages that people are missing on your teams, in your organizations, in your families. Let's get more people and let's let everybody know more about this, because trust me, it's about to get big. All right. So with that being said, quick prayer for all of us, and then we'll go. Everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful day that's filled with your grace and your abundance. Today is March 1st, and man, am I going to tell you how excited I am and how all of us are so excited for this month. We know that this month is going to be a month filled with breakthroughs, quantum leaps, abundance, comfort zone break zones. It's just going to be filled with so many amazing things, God. And we just want to thank you ahead of time for everything that you're doing for us, for being that leader for us each and every single day, for the wisdom that you provide us with each and every single day, and for the protection as well. We feel more protected and we feel your presence each and every single day more and more and more. But this month, God, all that we ask is that you really come and be close with us in this call. Every call that we do, God, we want to feel your presence. All 30 days of this month, we promise you that we will give it everything that we got. We are excited for what's to come for this month. And we know that we're going to finish this first quarter of the year stronger than we've ever finished. Whatever happened the last 60 days, whether it was good, whether it was bad, we acknowledge it. We take it for what it is. But these next 30 days are personal. These next 30 days, we're going to give it everything that we got to make sure that we finish the first quarter strong, because we know that we haven't been as true as we could to our word. But in March, this is going to be the month of staying true to what we said we were going to do, because in order for you to bless us, we got to stay true to what we said we would do, Father. So we will stay true, and we will make sure that regardless of the problems that we're going through, regardless of the circumstances, the struggles, the challenges, the tests that have been thrown at us, we're going to stay true to what it is that we said we were going to do, because we have to stay true not only to ourselves, but we got to stay true to you, God. So we thank you so much for everything. We love you so much. We appreciate you so much. Thank you ahead of time for this month. Thank you for the breakthroughs. Thank you for the quantum leaps. Thank you for the wisdom. We love you and we appreciate you. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. All right, guys. So let's lead by example. Let's continue to be an incredible family. If we want to create breakthroughs for ourselves, we have to start with staying true. If we create breakthroughs for us, everybody else will then have breakthroughs. Okay, I know when I stay true to me and I have breakthroughs, if I have breakthroughs, that means I open the door and then all of you will have breakthroughs as well. So I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for always, 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 regardless of whatever you guys were going through, you guys showed up on Mornings with Nano as well. So I want you guys to know that I never take it for granted. I know some of you guys have showed up on Mornings with Nano when you were down, when you were out, when things didn't seem like, were going your way, when prayers weren't being answered, but you showed up. And because you showed up, I showed up. So thank you. And I love you guys. I can't even express in words how grateful I am for all of you. And we love you past the stars. Facts. And I love you guys past the stars. So let's have a great, great day. Let's be intentional with our actions, and let's stay true to the words that we said we were going to do. If you haven't done your 60-day evaluation, make sure that you do your 60-day evaluation. And if you haven't written that letter to yourself, write that letter to yourself. But I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. God bless, fam, and I love y'all. Let's get it.